Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, I am sharing an extreme rarity with you, the 1 year only Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph 26320BA. Now, lost in the shuffle of the 2017 redesign of the Royal Oak Chronograph was the fact that the 2016 debut of the chronograph in yellow gold was quickly cropped by a new case and dial style, replacing the screw-downs with shouldered screw-down look chronograph pushers and a asymmetrical set of registers with tone-on-tone coloration. Audemars Piguet replaced this watch with its successor, the 26331BA, after only 1 year. So not only was this the rarest of standard Royal Oak chronographs in the year it was made, but it was only made for that 1 year. So 41 millimeters on my wrist is the size. It is a thin watch, all things considered, automatic winding and a chronograph, 11.1 millimeters thick. Remember, a Rolex Daytona is 12.2. You're ahead of the game with a dress sleeve here. It is a big watch, though. Across the wrist, it spans a substantial 52 millimeters lug-to-lug. And if you add these intermediate plots, these two mini links, they are rigid across the wrist, so they do flare. So the absolute dimension across your wrist is going to be a substantial 54.6 millimeters. That's why I would recommend this watch for wrists 15 centimeters circumference or larger. It isn't an offshore, but you need to think of it that way. It is massive, all in yellow gold, with a robust bracelet more substantial than what you'll find on the yellow gold jumbo. It also features a solid caseback, as these Royal Oak chronographs do, and you can take my word for it. You'd rather have a solid gold caseback than have it replaced with a $30 sapphire. You want the value and you want the weight of this thing on the wrist and in the hand. It is titanic, and I mean that in the pre-1912 sense of the term. The watch is gorgeous. The bracelet, like I said, is more substantial than what you'll find on a jumbo. The links are bigger, the intermediate links are meatier, but the finish is exactly as high as what you'd get on the most traditional Royal Oaks. Note that the inner faces of the links as well as the inner faces of the mini links are polished, and you can only see that in passing as it rolls past the camera. They're finishing parts of this bracelet you can barely see. The hairline bevel down the flank perfectly aligned, tapering at the exact same width at which the taper of the bevel exits the lug flank. Satin finished, perfectly aligned from link to link, and big gaps between links on the underside to avoid pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping heat. Sizing screws for removable links, and a clasp that I've lauded, the modern clasp, double deployant twin trigger release, tough enough to feel like a component spec'd to an offshore, and with the twin trigger release system, you know it will never pop open unless you want it to. The case is a work of art, like the bracelet, finished by the same fine folks who execute the jumbo. You can see that it's a combination of hard angles and soft curves, satin finish and high polish. The octagonal bezel, an icon of the Royal Oak range since the first in 1972, Gerald Genta did steal a bit, borrowing from the design of Royal Navy warship portholes to craft that first Royal Oak bezel. You'll also note that there's a contrast between the white gold of the bezel bolts, both in their high polish against the satin of the bezel, and in their white gold coloration against the yellow gold of the bezel. So you have both texture and tone contrast, and it's gorgeous. The dial is not the standard blue that you get on the steel jumbo, or the rose gold for that matter. Allow me to explain. This galvanized blue is a lighter color. If the standard dial is best described as navy blue, this is more like ultramarine or cobalt. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a lighter blue that's keyed to play and pop against the yellow gold. You can see yellow gold chapter rings for all the registers, yellow gold applied indices, and you'll note yellow gold hands to match. A sensational dial that offers very high contrast. It's a good match between dial color and hand and index color. You'll also note symmetrical registers. This is the pre-2017 dial design. The tapisserie is intricately cut, and it's created on an old 19th century pantograph lathe. AP makes these in-house today and has since 2012, but it's still made the old-fashioned way, and you should loop this dial because the textures between the hobnails and over the hobnails warrant close examination. You'll note solid caseback, yes, but take my word for it, high horology movement within. Audemars Piguet calls this the 2385. Frederic Piguet, which makes it, calls it the 1185. A high horology integrated automatic chronograph with a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate and a 40-hour power reserve. It's an efficient unidirectional winding with a column wheel vertical clutch tandem. Now, I mentioned that the new Royal Oak Chronograph 2017 and later features fake screw-down chronograph pushers. They're shouldered, but you don't push them down after screwing them out. This is the real deal, and I trust this rated 50 meters water resistant more than I do the new watch. Give me real screw downs any day of the week. I will take my time to thread them out. Considering the cost of fixing water intrusion in a watch like this, give me the old case. Now you'll also note, because of the column wheel, the actuation is crisp. You hear it, you feel it. Because of the vertical clutch, the chronograph seconds hand starts without any jump or stagger, and one of the virtues of a vertical clutch is that you can leave it engaged and it won't wear down the movement. So it doesn't create additional wear and tear. If you like to leave your chronograph running, to have hours, minutes, and seconds at center rather than looking at a subdial, just leave it running. With a vertical clutch in this watch, you can do that. The movement is adjusted in 5 positions, which is chronometer standard, so it's very accurate. It is also very nicely executed. Though you can't see it, I have seen the level of finish that Frederic Piguet executes on these movements. They are up to par with what you would expect from the likes of Jaeger-LeCoultre or F.P. Journe. The timepiece, featuring a quick set date, has one quirk that's indicative of the movement's 30-year-old architecture, and that's the fact that it does not feature hacking seconds. In every other respect, an exquisite and rare watch. High horology on the outside, high horology on the inside, and remember, 1 year only, the least produced metal configuration for the chronograph in 2016 is also a watch only made in 2016. See the yellow gold Audemars Piguet BA on the watch box. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph 26320BA, BA for yellow gold, but bright and green by night. See this rare full-featured sports chronograph on the watch box.